Hello and welcome to the third podcast of NRL Off the Field. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the first two podcasts. The viewership for them both are increasing day by day, which is good. This is going to be the third one, and I think this is going to be probably the biggest one to date. I'm going to be posting up, uploading things all every Wednesday or Thursday. So keep your eyes out on this page. Subscribe to my channel, share it, like it, comment as well. Feedback's the best. Also, I got my link to my Facebook page, which I'm gonna have these videos up on as well. So if you guys want a Facebook page, you want updated information, rumors, news, whatever, like that Facebook, like my Facebook page. It's got over 5,200 I think likes, so it's gone pretty well. So today's podcast, we're going to be talking about NRL news, latest rumours and signings, membership, Supercoach. There's a lot to get through, from stuff that have been broken just recently to things that have happened in the past week or so. We're going to talk about NRL, the latest NRL news just at the moment. So one thing, the teams were announced yesterday. Greg Inglis for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, he's being named at 5'8", so a lot might say that that's probably a bad decision, but if you look at his percentage, his winning percentage, at 5'8", he did play with Melbourne in 07 and 08 at 5'8", so his winning percentage just under 80, so it's pretty high. And he did win a competition with the Storm 2007, so he's got results in that position. Alex Johnston's going to go to the back. He's pretty decent as well. He hasn't had the best season, Greg Inglis, but at fullback, he looked tired, to be honest. He's been battling a knee injury for a long time, and him at 5'8", he's going to get more of the ball, but we just have to wait and see. I mean, he's going to get obviously more ball, but it might actually benefit them. So I think it's all about taking those chances and risks, and who knows, it might actually pay off for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I think it's a good call. Johnston is a decent coverage at fullback, so he's been there before, so I think he'll go good. Another thing as well that came out just recently as well with the Bulldogs, with Sam Perrott being rejected for sitting out Sunday games as well because of religious beliefs. He got rejected, William Hopewadi didn't, so I think you might say it's unfair, but I think with William Hopewadi to be different, because I'm pretty sure before they actually signed the contract, he had that, they spoke about that. So there's a difference between actually before you write the contract and signing it and discussing with it, to actually come wait until round 10 and come out and say you want to sit out Sunday games. So it's a bit different, because at least the club would have known prior, so they can actually plan and just make changes, which I'm sure they are now with Sam Perrott. So also something else as well, we've heard about Anthony Mundine, saying he wants to come back to rugby league. I'm not too sure. Obviously a lot of people are saying he's going to be too old and unfit and stuff. He's going to be in his 40s and stuff like that, or early 40s, which is obviously heaps too old. But when he did leave the game, he went into boxing. He has been training ever since. He's been fighting matches all over the world, so taking on competitors as well that are decent and elite. So he's been doing a lot of training, so he hasn't actually just left the game and sat on the side and forgot about sport and fitness. So I think that's one thing you got to give him credit for. He's also been training with James Roberts, so I'm not too sure. I really don't know I think if anything, Auckland Nines, the same thing what Fittler did, Matt Bowen. So I think that he'll be, he'll play Auckland Nines if anything. There's no way a team's gonna sign him, but Auckland Nines, he might get bums on seats, and you don't know. The people probably want to go see him, especially those that have seen his potential in the past. So, we just have to wait and see what actually happens. Also, the Dragons. Now, Jack de Belin, he actually played City and Country on the weekend. He's actually suffered an injury, shoulder injury, I think it was, and now he's out for 8 to 10 weeks. And that's I think it's up to 8 weeks, but he'll probably be back in 5 weeks, give or take. But it's a massive loss for them. He's been great. Everybody that follows Supercoach probably would have traded him in, or was about to. So I think having him out, it's gonna, I've already got Mosi Mosoya out as well, so it's a big loss for them. Also, something else with Sean Kenny-Dowell, apparently he's gonna miss this week's clash as well. I think they're versus the Titans, so he's out for that one. I think he'll be back the following week. T. Murray Martin as well is another one from Penrith. He suffered an injury which basically ruled him out for the entire season, but apparently Phil Good came out today and saying it's not as bad as what was expected, and I think he's eyeing out a September-October return. So I think that's probably in time of finals, whether they play him or not. He's got potential. He had a great game against the Broncos earlier this season, but you risk him at the end of the season if they are obviously in the 8. Do you risk putting him in the team for a finals game or close to a finals, so the crucial game, or do you go with an experienced person and keeping Wallace and Soward in the halves if they're still fit and playing? Alright, so just good news about a couple of games this week for the doubleheader. The Broncos, Manly, Cowboys, Storm, the four teams are playing at Suncorp Stadium. There's actually 0 tickets left. It's gonna be. It was a sellout a long time ago, but they've just confirmed right now that there's no tickets left. Also, general admission. Apparently, they're getting standing tickets or something like that, so you can't even sit. So I think they're the only ones available, ones you can actually stand. So and watch a game, whether you want to do that for 80-90 minutes. 80-90 minutes per game, so times that by 2 if you want to do that. Well, you can, but I know I wouldn't do that. So standing tickets are the only ones available. You'll probably find someone online for triple the times what they actually worth, but it's good for the game. They'll get about 50-something thousand, about 51,000, which is going to be great. Also, there's another game this week in Christchurch, the Panthers and Warriors. A couple of days ago, apparently there was less than 1,000 tickets left. Well, now they've completely sold out as well. So a game in Christchurch as well. That's gonna be a sellout. So 2 sellout games this round. It's gonna go pretty well for the NRL crowd average. Now we're gonna move on to membership numbers. The latest membership numbers I've got for some particular teams. The Bulldogs have just cracked 20,000, which is great. The Sharks, they're just under 13,000, so that's amazing for a club like that as well. They're on the rise, no doubt about it, and they might tip to win the competition. But having 13,000 members it's great for them, and especially how many Sydney teams the NRL has. So having them, especially they haven't had a lot of success in the past, and they've had off-field dramas and stuff like that, for them and for the fans to show pride in them. I think it's well done by the fans. Now the Broncos have got 35,280, which is amazing. The Rabbitohs have got 32,500, so they're a couple of thousand under the Broncos. Last year was the opposite. Last year the Rabbitohs were in front. Third, Parramatta Eels, they're just under 22,000, so that's just amazing as well. For a club now that they're going through this salary cap issue, there's no doubt in the Friday night Perth Stadium's going to be packed out. The Cowboys, they've got just under 18,000 as well, and no matter how much the membership numbers is, they'll always pack out 1300 Smile Stadium in Townsville, so that's great for the club. The Warriors have got 17,300. Some might say that's a bit disappointing because they're the only New Zealand team, but for a team that has been inconsistent for a long time and haven't had much success, and they've just sold out a game in Christchurch. I know it's a home game for Penrith, but Christchurch is in New Zealand, so the fans there, you'd think there's going to be more fans for the Warriors, but it's good for them. The fans are showing up, memberships are going good, and one other team, the Dragons, have got just over 17,000, so the Warriors are in front of them by a bit. So that's a couple of membership numbers I've got at the moment. Decent, great numbers. We're going to be talking now rumours and signings. This is a interesting one. Yesterday I actually posted about Cameron Munster being re-signed. Today it was confirmed. He's been re-signed until 2019. A lot of people didn't give the Melbourne Storm hope this year because of Slater and having an experienced fullback and a rep player, and a person that's been in a lot of big games before, having him out for the majority of the season. They didn't give him a chance because they thought Cameron Munster wasn't going to be that well, but look how good he's going at the moment. I think, if anything, he is going to be key for them to winning a comp. I know he kind of contradicts with, obviously he has to be the key because he's taken over Billy Slater, but I think I see so much potential in him, and if he plays well, they'll be 100%. They'll be up there, and they are now, but they'll fight for the finals. If he struggles, they will struggle as well, because it is, fullback is an important position, but I think he's got so much potential, and then they've kind of underestimated him heaps, but he's proven that he is something big, and it might not be as good as Billy Slater, but who knows, in the future he might take over his shoes and feel well in Slater's position, and I'm sure he will do that. So watch out for him in the Storm this year. Now, something else about yesterday, Chris Gresmill from the South Sydney Rabbitohs, apparently he's going to get given a mid-season release and sign with the Panthers. We know he's signed for next year, but effective immediately he'll join the Panthers. Within next week he'll be there. But the interesting part about it is apparently there's going to be a player swap. So Robert Jennings from the Panthers, he'll be joining the South Sydney Rabbitohs. So, and then effective immediately, both effective immediately, the player swap. So one goes, one comes, and one goes, one comes for the other club. So I don't know how Penrith are going to fit Chris Gresmill at the moment with their pack right now, but I do know that Origin is coming, and Trent Merrin, he'll be there. Cartwright can possibly be there as well. So Chris Gresmill, will slot straight in for them, play a couple of games for bye coverage, which is for the State of Origin coverage, and we do have a couple of byes, the Panthers, during that Origin period. But also it gives Anthony Griffin some substitutions, some options for if Cartwright or Tremere need that week off, if they can't back up from that origin. So I think that and also for the last origin as well. So no team has 3 buys, so he comes at a great time. And Robert Jones, he's got a lot of potential. I've seen him play obviously a lot of times. Him and his brother George, apparently they both, I think one of them are better than, apparently has the potential to be better than Michael. I'm not sure if it's Robert, but he's a pretty decent pickup for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Now, James Seguiara also on Penrith. Apparently he's, we've been talking about this for a long time. Apparently he's on the outer, so give it time to happen. I don't know what's happening, but I don't think he's staying at Penrith. Signing James Tarmer, which I will touch on soon. James Seguiara, I don't think will stay, so I think that there is a couple of options for the Panthers, but James Tarmel coming is going to take a lot of money, and we've got a lot of other off-contract players. He's been rumoured to a couple of Titans have been rumoured to be interested, Dragons as well. So we just have to wait and see. That I'm not sure what exactly is going to happen, but an early guess for me would be he'll be going. Also, another one is Josh Mantle. Now, Josh Mantle, a long time ago, I did hear about South Sydney Rabbitohs being interested. He still does pop up here and there. Also, the Bulldogs as well. I think with Chase Stanley, Sam Parrott, they'll look at options, and don't get shocked if they have a crack at Josh Mantle. The Titans now, with the Titans and the Parramatta Eels saga, apparently they're after Nathan Peets, which has been well documented. They're also after Damien Cook from the South Sydney Rabbitohs. So he was asked. Apparently, he asked for a release by the club, and I have heard that the Titans are having a crack at him. They're interested in him if Nathan Peets does stay. So look out for that one. So the Titans, they're after a couple of hookers. Obviously, they're not going to get all 3. They're interested in a couple, I should say. Nathan Peets, James Seguiara, and Damien Cook. So look out for a signing for the Gold Coast Titans, and any articles that come out about that situation. Apparently the Dragons are going to announce a signing soon as well. I don't know, apparently it's going to be an outside back, so watch out for that one. I don't know who exactly, but we just have to wait and see. What I just touched on before as well, James Tarmel, apparently he's all about leaving the Cowboys next year. He's going to join the Panthers, 4-year deal for $3 million, 700,000, just over 700,000. It's a lot of money, but you look at what a lot of players are after these days. Having a rep player, you're not going to get him for 500,000. So you'll be lucky if that happens. So it's a good signing for the Panthers. They've denied it. The Cowboys have denied it, obviously, like any team, but it's all but done. And he spoke in the press conference, with the media, and he kind of hinted that he was leaving. So it's a good signing for the Panthers. Does that mean Tyron Peach is going? Seguiara is going? Who knows? We just have to wait and see. But if it was up to me, if I had to guess, James Seguiara leaves, Tyron Peach leaves. So Josh Mantle's the only one I'm not too sure about, but I'm leaning towards more of him staying. So we'll just have to wait and see there. Another rumor that's been going around is Tariq Sims. Apparently he's negotiating with a couple of teams. Obviously he's negotiating with his own team. The Knights, also the Sharks are interested, and the South Sydney Rabbitohs are also interested. The latest I've heard is South Sydney are favourites to get him. Now I know the Sharks were interested, but the Sharks have got Matt Gillett, Robbie Rocco. They're negotiating with Luke Claus possibly Chris Hynton as well, but apparently Chris Hynton's leaving. They'll re-sign James Bukia. They'll probably re-sign Luke Lewis as well. So they're after Matt Gillett. So I think that there's no space for Tariq Sims. So Tariq Sims, either you think he'll stay at the Knights or join another team, and that team might possibly be the South Sydney Rabbitohs. So look out for that one. Matt Gillett as well. You know, I heard he might be making his decision up this year, but this week. Obviously this year, but this week. Sharks are interested. Obviously the Broncos, the Titans, throw them in as well. I'm not too sure if it's going to happen this week, the announcement, but we just have to wait and see. But it's a toss-up between those three teams. I know Manly were interested, but I'm not too sure. No, I haven't heard their name as much as I heard the Sharks, Titans, and Broncos. Obviously the Broncos. So I mean, you have to give that one time. Now, Supercoach. For Supercoach, obviously we're reaching obviously an important period, especially with the buys. Buy period coming up. I'm gonna take you through some of the changes I'm looking at. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't made anything 100% yet, but I'm just tossing up between a couple of players. So I've got James Tedesco at fullback, but he's obviously we all heard that he's been injured. So I am going to substitute him out because he is out for I think it's until around, I think it's about 5 weeks he's gone. So I'm not going to keep him because he's going to play Origin as well, and you think when he comes back, regardless of what Matt Moylan or Lachlan Coote does or do, I think James Tedesco slot into fullback. Now that's why I'm substituting him out, and I'm going to bring in Jordan Rankin. Now Jordan Rankin, the reason why I'm going to get him in is because he's got a good bye coverage, and also with the he's a goal kicker, so he gets you points. He's a try scorer. His break even's pretty low. His average is alright. He's pretty decent. And also when the Sharks, because I've got Ben Barber, and Ben Barber, I'm obviously gonna upgrade him just before the bye period. So I need to get Jordan Rankin in, and then I'm gonna kind of upgrade Ben Barber, but for a player that plays when the Tigers have a bye, so kind of a substitute when the Tigers have a bye, that player can play, and so that means I can have at least one fullback playing. And my second substitute that I'm looking at doing is 2 weeks ago I made a stupid decision in when T-Murray Martin got injured. I got in Will Parcell. I thought Will Parcell was going to play for the Newcastle Knights, but Brock Lamb got the spot. So I think he only played a couple of minutes, Will Parcell, so he didn't get me much, and because of that I'm going to have to take him out now, because he's not even playing. Lamb's, he's got the half spot. With the money that I've saved, plus the money that Tedesco and Rankin, that change, I'm gonna upgrade Will Parcell, and I'm gonna get Blake Green. Now the Storm have a pretty decent bye coverage. Blake Green also doesn't play Origin, so it works well with my team, because it's kind of gonna be the same thing with the fullback. So when one player has a bye, the other player doesn't, so that's what's going to happen with my halves. So I kind of have that good rotating positional change, so that's good. So I can substitute one, get another one in, and happy days from there. So that's it for the Supercoach. But I'm just looking at some of the questions. I'm just taking out some of the questions from my Facebook page, because there's some fan questions as well that people are asking me. John's asking if the Eels are getting a replacement if Pete's goes. Obviously that's not going to happen, because they need, the reason why Pete's is possibly going is because of salary cap reasons. So I don't even know if Pete's is going to go. Apparently he's got they play on Friday, so he's got 48 hours to make a decision. Obviously that's going to happen soon. Anthony Mundine is going to retire. Ryan Morgan's going, so it's going to be between Junior Paulo or Nathan Peats, you'd think, or Semi Radradra, which I touched on in the last podcast. So between those three, if Peats does go, they've got Kaiser Pritchard, and also they've got Isaac Decoys, who's experienced. So he asked if James Seguiara is an option, or Mitch Rain, not this year. I know Mitch Rain's an outer at the Dragons, hence why they're after Seguiara, but they won't be signing any replacement at the moment or in the near future. Also, any replacements, same thing with John, is asking if there's any replacements or optional replacements if Norman leaves. I think he'll be staying, so Norman is asking for a lot, but I think he'll be staying. He won't be leaving. I haven't heard any rumours about them chasing any halves, but Takaranga played there not long ago against the Dogs. He had a great game. They haven't been rumoured to anyone lately because of what's been happening to them, so it's kind of a hard question. Also, Johnny's asking for the Corey Norman and the Penrith Panthers. It's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen because I don't see the Parramatta Eels releasing Corey Norman. He's just, Kieran Foran, one of the reasons why I signed is for him to play with Corey Norman and to build that lifetime or career partnership with him. So if Corey Norman leaves, you'd imagine Kieran Foran and what's going to happen to him. So, and then they've obviously got to find a replacement for Norman. So it's a tough one. I don't think Panthers will go for Corey Norman. I know they were gonna blood another rookie, the Panthers, in Nathan Cleary in the half. So they've got a couple of options there if Soward or Wallace does retire. So I don't think they'll both retire, both of them, the Panthers halves this year. But you just have to wait and see. At the moment, it's an off. It doesn't look like it's gonna happen because the Parramatters are finding different ways to fit under the salary cap. Junior Paulo, Simran Raja, Nathan Peats. And I think the best option for Parramatta, in my opinion, obviously they've got Anthony Watmore going, Ryan Morgan going, Junior Paulo next year, but at the moment I think if it's going to be between Junior Paulo, Nathan Peats and Semi Radradra, I think the best coverage they've got is in the hooker position because they have Isaac Degois and Kaiser Pritchard. So if Nathan Peats goes, someone will slot straight in. So Semi Radradra is a crowd favourite. There's no way they can release him. There'll be a lot of fans being upset. He was rumoured to leave. I did say that in the last podcast, but in my opinion, he's going to stay, and it's going to be between Junior Paulo or Nathan Peats. John's asking if there's any news about the Warriors, if they've got any room for Nathan Peats under their salary cap. The Warriors, they've been with the Warriors. I haven't heard anything about them with Nathan Peats. It's mostly on the Titans and the Dragons after Nathan Peats. So do they have any cap, salary cap space? The Warriors, they are Charlie Gubb. They want to re-sign him. Lulawai apparently is leaving, so they've got a couple of Conrad Hurrells apparently leaving as well, so they might free up space. But why are you going to sign Nathan Peats if you've got Isaac Luke? So I think they've got no plan for signing Peats. At the moment, I don't think they have any room, but in the near future they may. Brendan's asking the latest on Matt Gillett and the Cronulla Sharks I touched on earlier. it looks like at the moment it's not going to be announced anytime soon, but I know for a fact that they're interested in him. But the Cronulla Sharks have different options as well, and they're trying to, with Luke Lewis, and trying to sort out a contract with him. They've also got Robbie Rocco as well. Matt Gillette's another option, so I think he'll stay at the Broncos, but I don't know actually. It's a tough one because some people, like, every day it changes, but the last I heard he was leaving, so I'm not sure. I think it's going to be a tough one if he does leave, but I think Wayne Bennett's going to do his best to keep him. But I really don't know. I really don't know with the Cronulla Sharks, because there's other options with the Cronulla Sharks. And it's going to depend on Luke Lewis as well, if he does get re-signed or not, and if that means they're going to increase or decrease the offer they've got for Matt Gillett. So that's a tricky one out of all these questions. Logan's asking if Elijah Taylor, where do you see him fitting at the West Tigers? So Elijah Taylor, the good thing about Taylor is he's a utility. So with me, obviously I'm a Penrith fan. I've watched Elijah Taylor play a long time for the Panthers and obviously for the Warriors as well. He does have a utility role. They've got he plays in the forward lock as well, so you might see him coming in. I don't know if they're going to start him off the bench or they're going to start him. I think he will start off on the bench, and then he might come in at lock for the Tigers. But it's pretty hard because with the Panthers, where I saw him playing, he was everywhere. He can play. If you want to play him second row, you can play second row. You can chuck him in the hooker position, you play in the hooker position. The forward position, he'll play in the lock position as well. But one thing, I know that it's good for the Tigers, especially now. Similar thing with the Panthers situation and getting Chris Gresmill right in time for Origin. He can cover numerous positions, so it's a handy signing, and look out for him because it's money well spent. They do have a young pack, the Tigers, but they've got the Dogs this week. I don't know if he's gonna play for them this week, but no doubt within the next week he'll go straight in. He'll go straight into the starting side or in the on the bench, because I'm just looking at the Tigers. They do have a couple of juniors on the bench, but they've also got Chris Lawrence at lock. So do you switch Chris Lawrence, play him in the outside back, get Elijah Taylor in? I don't know, but JT's got a good headache. It's a good thing that they've got him, and look out for him. There's no doubt he's going to be a good signing for the Tigers. He's a red player. He's got a lot of experience, and he's going to be decent. So it's going to be good. I think it's Sawaso Su or Chris Lawrence. One of them plays in the second row or lock. I think Chris Lawrence is at lock, or Sawaso. I think Sawaso Su is at lock. Elijah Taylor comes in. Sawaso goes back on the bench, or that's an option. Getting into the second row is another option. So and getting Chris Lawrence, rotating him or taking him off I'm not too sure, but he's got different roles that he can play. So it's just a matter of where JT is going to play him. That's it for this podcast. Obviously, every Wednesday or Thursday night, I'm gonna upload a podcast for everybody to watch. I need comments in the feedback in the comments box. Please click on the link for my Facebook page, like it. There's a shitload of information on it. It's always updated. Also share this page, like it, and please subscribe to my channel. Let's make this, keep growing this. Like my page is growing every single day, and let's get the viewership up and up and up, and let's keep cracking and making better things. And obviously feedback's going to be the best thing about this page and this channel, because whatever you guys write in your feedback, I'm going to do my best to do and to change. If you want me to introduce something, talk about something new, please do so. Comment in the box, and I'll do my best to introduce that topic or talk about that certain thing in the next podcast. So thank you all for watching, and hopefully you enjoy this, and look out for NRL Podcast Off the Field number 4. Thank you.